Oh, hello guys. Come on in. I want to show you. I'm looking at a vehicle that just came in. It has the typical car wash scratches. We have 3 in our immediate area. We have another one, which is a 4th, just down the road a little further. So we have a lot of tunnel washes, automatic car washes, do a ton of damage. This one here has been a regular through a car wash, and looking at some of the scratches here, coming up with a plan of attack. I do have 4 or 5 polishes that are my go-to on a finish like this. This is a newer car. You want to preserve as much as the clear as possible. Again, the newer cars were transitioning from the solvent-based clear coat to the water-based clear coat, thinner and softer, so you don't want to shave off a ton. So let me grab you guys and bring you in close, and we'll take a look, and I'll kind of describe what I'm looking at here. When it comes to the car wash, we have 2 different types of materials that touch the car. You have the wraps that come up to the front of the vehicle here and spin as they go back around the side of the car to the back. Same thing on this side. The top of the car, you have those felt hanging pieces of material strips that go back and forth and front and back. So you have 2 different types of materials that come in contact with the car and scratch the living hell out of it. So let me grab you and bring you in close and let you take a look. Even without the correction light, I know you can see this. And when it comes to car wash damage, it's normally topical, but there can be a layer that reaches down deep into the clear. This is pretty much over the entire surface of the car and its paint. I'm going to start on the hood. And I only washed the hood for now. That's what we're going to test on, but I do want to show you the signs that it's coming from a car wash. You see these marks here? Some marks here. Some telltale signs on the mirror here. Coming around to the back of the car, you're going to see a lot more. The back of the car never gets done right with an automatic car wash. Those are the fingers that are just barely brushing against the surface here, because they have to back away a little bit when it comes to the mirrors, or they're pushed away. In other areas, the wraps and the felt really pushes hard down against the car. And you're getting grit picked up from the car in front of you that's getting between the wash media and your clear coat and scratching the hell out of yours. So, I mentioned before there are sort of 2 layers of scratches that we need to remove. The first layer is from the initial set of fingers on these wraps that are making contact. And then you have some other superficial ones that are coming in from behind and sort of lightly grazing the surface. Those lighter ones can easily be removed. It's the heavier ones that we need to worry about. Let me grab the paint depth gauge and see what we're working with before we even get started here when it comes to the thickness of this clear coat. Just under 7 mils. Let's see if it's consistent all the way across the panel. Pretty much, which is good. We have plenty to work with. However, this is giving you a reading of all 3 layers, not just the clear coat. Most of the time, you're going to have about 2 mils of clear coat on a vehicle protecting the gorgeous color coat underneath. This is how thick, or well, maybe a better word is how thin that layer is. Thinner than a fraction of the thickness of a Post-it. So we need to be careful. We need to leave as much material or clear coat behind as possible. Let's get over to the table and show you a few that have worked in the past and a few that I choose from. We have the Leal from Labo Cosmetica, that's a medium compound. We have a cut and finish from Somnax, that's been around for quite some time. Oberk, medium. Soleil, or polish, that's a single step, excellent, so that cuts and finishes as well. The Kalkemi F601 is another great option, and then the DIY Detail Gold Standard is yet another great option. I'm going to team all these up in test areas on that hood with the Flex Polisher and a heavy polish pad. Let's get some masking tape, mask off some test areas. Okay, 5 test areas. Well, plenty of surface on the hood here. 1, 2 grade areas here, so that's 3. Let's divide that. One, two, three, four. One over here yet. Perfect. I have each test area designated and labeled. We're going to start right here with the Labo Cosmetica Leal. That is a medium compound or polish. Anything that's medium is excellent for the most part for 1 steps. And that means it'll give you a great cut out of the gate, first pass or 2. Keep going with it. It will break down and give you a nice finish. I do want to keep things as consistent as possible in every one of the test areas. So we'll do a crisscross pattern, up and down, left and right, equal to 2 passes. We'll stop, wipe off, check out the area, check out the progress, see the results, move on to the next polish, and see which one gives us the best results. I can tell you before we get started, all of these are going to give you great results, some a little bit better than others. Slow, deliberate movements when you're operating the polisher on damage like this. There's no need to be in a hurry, especially when you have, up to date, you have modern correction fluids that can be worked for a long period of time without breaking down and dusting. So we now have the left and right motion. We're going to go up and down. You notice I'm not thrashing the polisher about. Nice, deliberate movements. And we want an even cut. So let's finish. Okay, we'll wipe off the residue. With all of these polishers, there's going to be time. The cycle time or the open time will give you enough leeway to make more passes if you needed to. But we're just going to do what's equal to 2 passes, the up and down, then left and right. In every one of the test areas, and keep it the same. So, what I see here, and I'm going to bring you in closer, is it removed those topical, real lighter scratches from some of the fingers that were just barely touching the vehicle. For the fingers that were just right up against the panel with all of that pressure and all the grit that was trapped between those fingers and the surface, we have some of the deeper scratches. Let me grab you guys, let me grab the correction light, which is over here. Let me get you off of the camera mount. And as we can see, huge improvement. The lighter topical scratches gone. We have the deeper ones. This is your call now. Whether it's your vehicle or a customer's, are they paying for a one-step? Are they paying for a multi-step correction? This is where it's going to take a few passes and it's going to take up some of your time. We are going to continue on and go through these polishes and see if there's one that can remove the most scratches from each section in just that crisscross pattern. Not bad, a ton of reflection already, huge improvements here, and some customers would be happy with that. Some absolutely not. And we would need to continue. All right, let's move on to the next spot, and that is going to be Sonax cut and finish here. And as you can see, really, really bad. Huge improvement between one section to the next, just not perfect. Sonax cut and finish. Time to do its thing. If I don't spill half a gallon of it in the surrounding areas before we even get started. Okay. That'll do it. Let's wipe off the residue. Come in and take a look. This looks good. Removed a lot of the light topical scratches, leaving some of the deeper ones behind. Maybe not quite as much as the Labo Cosmetica polish here. Let me grab you and bring you in close, and I'll let you make the call on this section. So we can see some of the deeper ones still left right there. Pretty close. Now with the correction light, I can see there are a little bit more of the deeper scratches in the cut and finish. Let's move on to the next section, see if we have better luck with Soleil. That is from O'Berk Car Care. This is the section it will be working in. Soleil, time to shine. For crying out loud. All right, spread it out. Polisher always going to be between the 4th speed setting and the 3rd speed setting. Turn it down just a little bit to get it in that window. Always leave the polisher on the surface of the panel you're polishing until the rotation and the oscillation stops. It's easier on the machines, the bearings, the gears, easier on the backing plate, easier on your pads. And the reason I choose the 4 or 5 polishes that I have, easy to work with, minimal dusting, open and cycle time, impressively long, and just a wonderful batch of products to work with. Wow. And I can tell you that we have a clear winner so far. Let me get the correction light and bring you in and take a look at that. We have 1 or 2 of the deeper ones. This is what it looked like when we started, and this is where we're at now. Before, after. Very impressive. Let's move on to the gold standard from DIY Detail. Cleaning the pad off between each test area so we don't have cross-contamination, and every one of these shaken vigorously to mix up that awesome, rich formula. Now, I'm going to do this off camera so it's not so messy, but 2 quick sprays on that pad is what DIY calls for. That's what that would look like. Let's get to work. Spread it out. Wipe off the residue. Oh yeah, this one did well. Just a few, 1, 2, 3 deeper scratches. Let me get the light. Bring you guys in closer. Before, after. Before, after, just a few areas where there's a deep scratch. Same with down here. These two areas are our leaders right here. DIY Gold Standard, Oberk Car Care Soleil. We have one more. F601 from Kokkemi. Clean the pad once again. Grab the F601, which is a fine cut, or they're medium cut, and they're always great for one-steps. That's enough. Spread it out and get to work. Wipe off the residue. Keep in mind, every one of these test areas, we just did 2 passes, equal to left and right motion and then an up and down motion. This area did wonderful. A couple more prominent, deeper ones that are showing their, rearing their ugly head. Let me get you in closer. And grab the correction light. So this is before, after. Again, pretty huge difference, but there are a few deeper ones left behind. Where, in these 2 areas, a lot less of them. So these 2 are our leaders. Let me know down in the comments section between these 2, which one you think did the best. Nice progress, guys. So there is one way to avoid these car wash scratches, and that's just to avoid a tunnel wash altogether. But I get it. January, February, in some states, nobody's out in their driveway washing a car when it's 20 below. So if you have to go through, I recommend no more than once or twice a month. And if you do go through, expect, without a doubt, to have some damage to clear up in the spring or the summer. This video gives you a few options. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.